Hey, what's up guys? Ciel, welcome back to Tsukihime, piece of Blue Glass Moon. Last time we started off Ciel's route. Things for the most part were the same, except we actually had lunch with Ciel this time. Because when we did Arquid's route, I actually tried to have lunch with Ciel, but I fucked up. But I got it right this time, which that works out because now we're actually on Ciel's route, so yeah, it's good. But yeah, anyway, now we are about to head off to the mansion again, which all this is probably gonna be the same. I think I'll choose to stay in the when I get there. Choose to stay in the parlor instead of go out and run into whatever the fuck his name was, Goto. I think, or something like that. That guy. Just, see what happens if we don't run into him. School comes to an end for the day. I look out over the schoolyard from my seat, unable to will myself back to the mansion. Yeah. The classroom dyed a red-orange by the sunset. Looks like a watercolor painting. It makes my eyes throb a little. That's not good. There's something about vermilion that's unsettling. Akiha won't be happy to hear that. As the hue pierces my eyes, I'm hit with a wave of nausea. I guess I have trouble with anything that reminds me of blood. That's fair. The reality is, I've grown weak to it. "7 years ago, I was on the verge of death. I was caught in a terrible accident, a building collapse. My wounds were so severe that most people thought I didn't have a chance. Luckily for me, all of my injuries were focused in one place, and my doctors were able to get to me fast." I should have asked at the end of last time if I should just skip stuff that I've already seen. I don't know if I should, I don't know. It almost feels like it happened to someone else, thinking back like this. There's a lot I still don't know about. Something struck my chest with such force that it impaled me. I passed out immediately. Like a machine that had its plug pulled. Yeah, all I remember after that is the pain and the cold. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. The scar still remains on my chest. From what they told me, I not only hit my back hard, but a piece of glass pierced my chest as well. And that's how I got the burn-like scars on my chest and back. When I was finally able to look at the wounds, I almost passed out from the sight of them. My throat decides to not work when I go to record, apparently. Hang on. Okay. Ever since then, I've been prone to bouts of anemia. I've caused a lot of trouble for the people around me, collapsing suddenly all the time. I assume that's why Makihisa Tono, my father, decided that I wasn't healthy enough to be his heir. I hold down the urge to vomit. I breathe deeply, waiting for the needling in my eyes to subside. A mark of death hidden under my school uniform. I've been able to see the lines ever since the accident. It's only thanks to the glasses Master gave me that I've kept some semblance of a normal life. Without them, I'm sure I would have gone mad a long time ago. Keiko was worried that the Tonos weren't normal when we said goodbye this morning. But there was no need. The reason being, you're not normal yourself, yeah. I'm hardly normal myself. Yeah. I push my glasses up the bridge of my nose and grab my bag. I can't stay in the classroom forever. I wander around. I wish I had gone back to the manor right away in Arquid's route, because I think that's how we run into Satsuki to go home with her. Assuming it's like the original. I would think it is, but I mean, I plan to do a third run anyway to get, to see options that, you know, obviously don't result in death, because I got all the death ones so far, at least. Yeah, because apparently there's a completion bonus? Like, if you see every route, every, like, option. So I do plan to go back through both Arcwood and Ciel's routes, so I guess a third and fourth run, to get stuff I don't end up seeing in the first go-around. Because I want to see what the completion bonus is. And please don't tell me in the comments or anything. I wanna find out for myself. Yeah, so this, I guess, going back to the manor straight away can wait till then. I'll just go ahead and wander around the school, so that way we end up going to the tea room and talking to Ciel. Honestly, I'm still not quite ready to go back. I don't really have anything to do, but maybe wandering around the school will help ease my nerves. Sure, yeah. Come to think of it, I made plans with someone this morning. Yeah.
そうだった。電車の中で茶道部に顔を出すって話をしたんだっけ?
Yeah, can't go breaking a promise now, huh? It must be fate that I remembered that at this exact moment. I've still got time before the school locks up. I might as well check out the tea ceremony room. The tea ceremony club's room is hidden at the end of the student club's annex. It took me about 10 minutes to find this place. Far longer than I expected. It didn't help that nobody knew anything about a tea ceremony club room. Yeah, no one uses it, so that's fair. I ended up going to the faculty room myself and looking it up on the floor plan, and now I'm here.
すみません。先輩、いますか?
I knock on the sliding door as I call out. A moment later.
おや、誰かと思えば遠野くん。
I don't know why you're surprised. You invited us. A face I know all too well emerges.
もしかして遊びに来てくれたんですか? いえ、これは遊びに来てくれたと見ました。
I'm surprised you're not more put off after the conversation we had at lunch, but okay.
ささ、そういうことなら中にどうぞ。ちょうど遠野くんと話したかったところです。
Okay.
はあ。それじゃあ遠慮なくお邪魔します。
I'm a little taken aback by Ciel's eagerness, but I did come here just to see her, so, you know, yeah. I step into the tea ceremony room. What we got going on in here, huh? We've already seen it in the first route. I don't know why I'm... The room is far more authentic than I thought it would be. It's actually a full-on Japanese-style room.
驚いた。うちの学校にこんな教室があったなんて知らなかった。
I mean, they do look nice.
完全に趣味の部屋じゃないか。
The tatami mats, that is.
私もそう思います。形式上は部活動のためということになってましたが、校長先生の趣味でしょうね。
I wouldn't be terribly surprised.
もっとも、私が入るまでは使われていなかったようですが。
It is kind of outdated, a little bit. She walks onto the mats ahead of me. With a clatter of porcelain, she begins preparing the tea.
先輩が来るまで使われていなかった。
Kinda.
そうなんです。もったいないことに、茶道部は部員数ゼロの架空部活に甘んじていたのです。
Yeah, it's a nice room.
お菓子は心の安定剤。和菓子の良さを伝える道が廃れているなんて、街から笑顔が消えるようなもの。いえ、雨の日に捨てられた子犬を見捨てるようなもの。
And I don't know if I would go quite that far, but you know, I can appreciate your enthusiasm for sweets.
ですので、先生方にお願いして茶道部を再開させていただいたんです。部員はまだ私一人なので、5人揃うまでの仮運転ではありますけど。
そうなんだ。先輩、好きなんだ。
Yeah, it would definitely seem that way. I'm pretty sure there's more to the tea ceremony than that, but that's not my business.
はい本命は洋菓子ですが丁寧に作られたお菓子に寄せはありませんから。
Understandable.
ともあれ茶道部の首相として地道に勧誘活動を続けているんです。そのおかげで放課後とか休み時間とかこんな風に自由に部室を使わせてもらっているんですよ。
Okay, so obviously this is just a cover story, right? So I shouldn't think too hard about it. But like, if this was a... Let's put that aside for a moment. If this was her actually, like, if she was an actual student and she was actually trying to get the club going, with her reputation as, like, you know, everyone, you know, likes her and, you know, she's a perfect senpai, she wouldn't have problems getting people to join, I don't think. At least in a, you know, anime visual novel scenario. IRL, you know, obviously things would be a little bit, you know, bit different. Yeah, quite a bit different, actually. But in like again, in a VN anime scenario, with her reputation around the school, it wouldn't be that hard for her to get members.
遠野くんも何かありましたらぜひ。私放課後は大抵ここにいますから。
そうなんですか。
It's as if she's using the club room as her own private space, like a secret hideout. Though I'm flattered by Ciel's invitation, I wonder how this will help with the revival of the Tea Ceremony Club.
けど遠野くんも物好きなんですね。確かにお誘いはしましたけど、あれだけでここまで足を運んでくれるなんて。
What are you insinuating?
顔に似合わず肉食系ですか？
What are you insinuating, Ciel, huh? Her teasing causes the back of my neck to grow hot. I wasn't trying to hit on her, I just figured I'd stop by, but as I formed my reply, I realized I'm making excuses.
いや、本当に特に理由はなかったんですけど。
But she does have a good point. I'm not usually the sort of person to take someone up on this kind of invitation. Come to think of it, why did I come here? I don't know.
これは失礼。強くかけすぎちゃいましたか。
Yeah, you're a little too much teasing. She murmurs to herself and claps her hands. Pfft. I don't know if that really required you to use magic, Ciel. At least I assume that's what she did. I squint against the red afternoon sun pouring through the windows. While I was busy admiring the room's decor, Ciel took some floor cushions out of the closet and laid them out on the tatami mats. Nice legs. It looks like we're going to have an actual tea ceremony. I don't know about that.
俺こういう作法苦手なんですよ。
Don't worry about it, neither does she.
そこは問題なく、私だって流した手前ぐらいしか知りませんよ。遠野くんはどうぞ自由に楽にしてください。
On the table are a teapot and teacups, as well as some snacks to go with the tea. The snacks are nothing fancy, pre-packaged mini cakes and rice crackers that can be found at any convenience store. I guess this really is just a place to drink tea and chat. Pretty much, yeah.
気軽におしゃべりするだけなんですから、堅苦しいのはなしにしましょう。そういうのは楽しくありませんからね。
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do this.
正座とかしないで足を崩しちゃってもいいですよ。
Will do, will do. She smiles softly as she pours 2 cups of tea.
はあ、真面目なんだかおおらかなんだか、よくわからない人ですね、先輩は。
Nah, people are complex, Shiki. I take the cup of tea and bring it to my mouth. I had no part in it, but the Arimas ran a tea ceremony school. Growing up in their household, I've become quite accustomed to spending time drinking tea in a room like this. I drink slowly, savoring my time here as much as the tea. And then I notice it. Ciel is staring at me with an uneasy look on her face.
どうしたんですか、先輩。 浮かない顔してますけど。
ああ、
Hmm?
なんだか遠野くんの方が落ち着いてるなってちょっと驚いてました。
Why wouldn't we be relaxed? Hmm?
うちはもともと厳しい家だったから、こういうのに慣れているだけですよ。それより先輩、話したかったって言ってましたけど、何の話ですか？
おっと、そうでした。実はお昼に聞いたお話がどうしても気になって。
Okay, yeah, so this is new, I think.
昼の
I
話
was thinking about it, and yeah.
その、俺の実家のこと？
No, she segues into talking about your family in if you don't have lunch with her too, right? I think it's segued slightly differently though. I think. Ciel nods.
遠野くんが嫌じゃなければですけど。ほら、この時期に住まいを移すなんて何か良くないトラブルでもあったのかなって。
Depends on what you consider bad, I guess.
うちの家の話なんて聞いたってつまらないですよ。それこそ時間の無駄だと思うけど。
Right.
つまらなくてもいいですよ。私が聞きたいだけなんですから。
Uh-huh.
はあ、物好きですね、先輩は。
A little bit. Perhaps so, she smiles. Uh-huh.
それじゃあ話の続きをしましょう。自分の家に戻ると言っていましたけど、今までご実家には戻られていなかったんですか？
はい。いろいろあって、7年近く実家に戻ってなかったんです。療養生活みたいなものでしょうか。10歳の頃に事故に遭ったんですけど、それからは慢性的な貧血持ちになっちゃって。で、遠野の家は何かと騒がしいので、落ち着ける親戚の家に預けられていて、それが昨日までの話です。
ああ、それは大変でしたね。
Yeah, it was rough.
その傷の方はまだ。
Aside from the anemia, no.
そっちはバッチリ治っています。後遺症は貧血だけですけど、親父に言わせれば、事故に遭う前からその気はあったそうだし。
Which that you know that's a load of bull, a load of bullshit. But yeah.
そうだったんですか。辛いお話をさせてごめんなさい。
I mean, yeah, he's over it mostly.
つまりその親戚の方々が10歳からの育ての親ということになるんですね。
Yeah, pretty much.
そうですよ。有馬という家の人たちで、俺にはもったいないぐらいよくできた人たちでした。
I find myself expressing far more gratitude than I really intended. I was fortunate to have been able to live with the Arimas for 7 years.
過去形なんですね。いずれご実家に戻ることが分かっていたから、有馬家の人たちはあなたを家族として接していなかった、ということですか？
No, wait, weren't you here at lunch? Yeah, no, you were there when Inui said how they tried to adopt him, right? Or was that when him and Inui were in the class, or no, was it after? No, it might have been after she left. When Inui told her to buzz off, that he talked about it, maybe. I don't know.
いや、そういうわけじゃなくて、遠野家から呼び戻しが来るなんて全く思ってなかったし、俺も恵子さんたちもずっと一緒に暮らすと思っていました。
Or at least for another 1 to 2, maybe 3 years, depending on your situation as far as like college and whatnot went. But yeah.
呼び戻しがないと分かっていたんですか？
It's complicated.
遠野くんは遠野家の長男なのに？
Yeah.
はい。本当のことを言ってしまうと、療養生活というのは建前なんです。俺と親父は、犬猿の仲というやつでして、怪我を理由に
Yeah.
手よく放り出されたようなものなんです。
それはあなたの勘違いではなく。
I think so.
うん、そうですね。
Uh,
勘違いなら、それに越したことはありません。
I try my best to answer Ciel's question honestly. I feel myself smiling ever so slightly. Her concern is heartwarming. The idea that all of this might just have been one big mix-up.
でも、それを確認することはもうできません。
Yeah.
ついこの間、当の本人が奇跡に入りましたから。親父はぽっくり言っちまって、7年間の行き違いはこれでおしまい。未完のまま終了です。
Yeah. Well, it's depressing. I know better than anyone that's a big if.
お父さん亡くなられたんですね。
Yeah.
それであなたは実家に戻ることになった。
Yeah, I mean, we were summoned back, so it's
Hi.
part of it.
新しい当主からとっとと帰ってこいと矢の催促で、おっかないんで今日から戻ることになりました。
I wrap up the story quickly. Something seems to be on Ciel's mind. She takes a short breath and returns her gaze to me.
一つ聞いていいですか？
Yeah, shoot. Her serious tone has me instinctively straightening my back.
どうぞ。俺に答えられる範囲でなら。
そうですか。では遠慮なく。あなたは先ほど有馬の家の人たちを過去形で話しました。あなた本人ももう切り離して考えている。
No, it's not.
遠野くんはそれぐらい前のご家族が嫌いだったんですか？
That's not it. She means Keiko and Fumiomi, the people who raised me for the past 7 years. A father and mother who were not my real parents. A home that was not my own. But in spite of that...
いえ、大好きでした。血がつながってないことなんて気にも留めない人たちで、俺が一人で落ち込んでいるのが申し訳なくなるぐらいあったかかった。そういった疑いようのない愛情を信じられる自分もまんざらじゃないんだなって思いました。
Then why didn't you? Yes, these people love me. So as quickly as I can, I need to become a real member of their family. I've told myself that constantly ever since I was young. I'm not even sure when I started. But I must have repeated those words to myself over and over until I was blue in the face.
でもダメだったんですね。
No.
はい。熱しやすく冷めやすい性格って言いますけど、きっと自分はそうなんです。
No matter how much love they gave me or how happy I felt, the next day it would all feel like it had happened to someone else. Those feelings never lasted. They never felt like mine, no matter how much I wanted them to. That's why, at the very least, I try my best every day not to forget the fact that they cared about me.
家族に関してはそれが顕著なんです。父親母親が向けてくれる愛情より強い愛情を返せない。なんで
I couldn't shake the idea that as long as I stayed like that, I'd never truly be part of their family. Maybe it's childhood trauma. Wherever I go, my family always feels like strangers. Yeah, I wonder why. Ciel is silent. She averts her eyes and shrugs her shoulders apologetically.
ほら、つまらない話だった。
Less boring and more depressing, I guess.
すみません、先輩。時間を無駄にしちゃって。
いえ、そんなことないです。すごく有意義なお話でした。
Ciel forces a smile in an effort to lighten the mood.
でも、ちょっと意外でしたね。私、遠野くんってのんびりしている子だなって思ってましたから。
No, not really.
基本的に俺はのんびりしてますよ。できるだけ今を楽しむってのを座右の銘にしましたから。終わってしまうことより先のことを楽しみにしていた方がハッピーでしょ。
I guess so. Ciel doesn't need to know that I stole that from Ariko.
先のことを楽しみに。
What did you take that as, huh?
いいですね、そういうの。私も全力で応援したくなっちゃいました。
Okay.
しかし、できるだけエンジョイするですか。それじゃあ差し当たって、明日から一緒に投稿とかしちゃいます？
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Why not? What's wrong, Shiki? Her sudden suggestion catches me off guard, and finally makes me notice how long I've been going on about myself. I'm usually not like that.
いや、そういう意味ではなくて、楽しむってのはあくまで希望的観測に過ぎないというか、先輩を口説くなら、もっと事前に段階を踏むというかですね。
Right, yeah.
はい、もちろん冗談です。
Are you sure about that?
遠野くんが紳士であることは私も分かっていますから。
Part of me feels a little disappointed to hear that, but I'm glad to have avoided any misunderstanding. Yeah. I collect myself and bring the teacup to my mouth. After talking for so long, the tea has grown cool. Shiki, you fumbled bad, man. We kept talking for about an hour after that. That whole conversation was definitely new. I don't remember that at all. I feel like it was a more cut to the chase like conversation. Like it was a fair bit quicker in Markwood's route when we didn't have lunch with her, I think. Right? I'm pretty sure. It was fun and Ciel was attentive the whole time. Still, it's not something I'm used to. I suddenly feel very tired. Her favorite part seemed to be my story about the class trip in middle school. Apparently she didn't get one, as she caught the flu the day before and had to miss it.
中学2年生ということは、14歳の頃の遠野くんですか。
Yeah.
その頃の遠野くんも見てみたかったです。
Probably pretty similar. Those words paired with that smile would make just about anyone turn red. I could keep talking to Ciel forever, but the sun's beginning to set. It's about time for her to close up the tea ceremony room, so I decided to make my way home. Onwards. My path home is different from the one I took yesterday. It leads me from a compact, middle-class neighborhood to one where large, expensive houses line the street. Every step brings me closer to the Tono mansion. The area isn't completely unfamiliar to me. It may have been 7 years ago, but I have vague memories of this place from when I was 10. It's a strange feeling. This path feels both new and familiar at the same time. I climb up a long hill. The rows of houses disappear from view. The smell of greenery tickles my nostrils. I may be in the middle of the city, but this place feels anything but modern. Almost everything from here on is owned by the Tono estate. The mansion I lived in until the age of 10. The only things left for me there are old memories and relatives I never got along with. Though now only one close relative remains in the mansion. Tono Makihisa, the father that hated me so much, passed away the other day. My mother died from an illness the year Akiha was born, so the only Tonos left will be my sister and I. As the eldest son, I would have taken over as the head of the family, but I no longer have that right. Being the Tono heir means a restrictive and cloistered childhood. I don't know how many times I was told off by my father for trying to escape all that. That's why when I was left defective after my accident, he took the opportunity to cast me out. I'm sure he felt that even though I was the eldest, he couldn't leave the family in the hands of someone who could keel over dead at any moment. Yeah, I mean, putting aside, everything else we know, that would make sense, I guess. To my father's surprise, I recovered, but Akiha had already been chosen as the next heir of the Tono family. Akiha had been raised as the prized daughter of the Tono, but after my accident, she had to endure a harsher education befitting her new station. We played together in the gardens until I was 10, but I haven't seen her once since then. And now it's been 7 years. I wonder how the Tono mansion has changed. I won't have to wonder for much longer. If anything should come to mind now, it would be... what did I go with in Arquid's route? I feel like I went with one of the first two. I don't remember which one, though. So did I go with 3? I really don't remember. I want to say I went with Makihisa. Yeah, I'll go with Akiha. Actually, I can check the flowchart, right? Does this still work here? I think so, right? Okay, I can't go further down than this, but assuming that the left to right translates to 1, 2, 3, that means I went with 1 last time, so I'll go with 2, my sister Akiha. But my sister Akiha visited me a number of times when I first moved in with the Arimas. I wasn't able to see her because of my daily hospital visits, and once she started staying in the dorms at a girls' academy, we only ever exchanged a few letters. Okay. Interesting. That's different from the original. In the original, she never tried to come by, did she? I don't think so. I mean, he still didn't see her because of the hospital visits. Bad timing, I guess. But the fact that she tried was I think that was different, yeah. And we only ever exchanged a few letters. In the original, they didn't even exchange letters, did they? Or no, or they tried to. But didn't Makihisa, like, intercept them or something. Like he stopped them from... So like they would both send letters, but they each never... No, he got Akiha's letters, but she never got his, I think, in the original. Unlike Akiha, I had been expelled from the family. That's why I was able to live as freely as I have. After 7 years, my sister and I must have very little in common. Honestly, I don't really have any desire to go back to the Tono Mansion. Except Akiha's there. When we were children, Akiha was a quiet girl who always looked meek and timid. She'd follow me around wherever I went. With her long black hair and fine dresses, she looked like a princess out of a fairy tale, locked in some tower and awaiting rescue. I know I have no right to just slip back into being Big Brother now, but I've worried about Akiha these 7 years. As you should. She was the first thing I thought of when I learned of Makihisa's death. All alone in that massive house after her father's death. More than anything, I felt responsible because my carefree lifestyle had burdened had forced the burden of the Tono family onto her. I think the reason I agreed to return to the manor was to make amends for leaving Akiha behind. And here we are. The main gate is shut tight. I remember thinking it was big when I was a child, but after living in a normal house, I realized just how massive this place is. Yeah, it's kind of absurd. The mansion sits on a high hill overlooking the city, giving the Tonos a view of all they control. The grounds alone are bigger than my high school. They include the forest behind the manor, and it's easily triple the size. Surrounding the perimeter is a wall of trees and a long fence preventing outsiders from peering inside. The entrance at the main gate is closed, turning away those who would seek entry. Next to the massive gate for cars to pass through, there's a smaller door for people. I hesitate for a moment before pressing the call button. It doesn't make any noise as I push it. After a few seconds, the lock opens with a welcoming click.
ここのドア、全自動になったんだ。昔は守衛さんがいたんだけどな。
Upgrades, cheeky upgrades. I open the heavy door and pass through the stone gate. The door gives a satisfying clunk behind me, locking itself again. I make my way along a gently sloped path deeper into the grounds. The walkway, surrounded by tall trees, feels almost like a tunnel. It stretches 40 meters east, then turns at a 90-degree angle to the north. Memories flood back with each step I take. I know this path. I've walked it many times. Just a little further. I reached a corner. My feet guide me towards the north, the rest of my body following closely behind. Then, on the left. Bum, 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 bum. The Tono Mansion. Its great white walls standing at attention. A sigh escapes my lips in a combination of wonder and resignation. The mansion looks just like it did back then. According to my father, the building has been the same since my grandfather inherited it from his grandfather, though it was repaired once after the war. For the past few centuries, it's been a seat of power passed down from one generation to the next. This is a holy ground for Makihisa. No, for all those related to the Tonos. I remember seeing different adults vying for a piece of it, currying favor with the old man while staying at the mansion for the yearly family meeting. They were all extremely successful business people with their own fancy homes, but for whatever reason, they were obsessed with the Tono Manor. Getting to live there must have been a point of pride for them. It all sounds ridiculous. It's just a big fancy house to me. I've never been comfortable with being privileged.
さて
Yeah, I guess it is. There's no going back now. A small doorbell is placed next to the comparatively huge double doors. I shake off my nerves and ring the bell. There's no familiar ding-dong. The heavy silence continues for a few seconds. The sound of hurried footsteps comes from the other side of the doors.
はい、お待ち申し上げておりました。
Thanks, I guess. The doors swing open with a surprising ease for their size. Damn, all glittery. I narrow my eyes at the waning afternoon light streaming through the windows. I had meant to prepare myself for the sight, but my breath catches as I look over the gigantic lobby. What astonishingly beautiful architecture. It feels like I've traveled to a different country in a different time. The look of the mansion is so old-fashioned, even the very air itself seems foreign. Even so, the lobby still feels familiar. I find myself frozen as the girl who answered the door stands before me, dressed in traditional attire.
よかった。あんまりにも遅いものですから、お迷いになられているのではと心配していたんですよ。
No, we were just talking to a senpai, you know.
日が落ちてもいらっしゃらないようでしたら、こちらからお迎えに向かうところでした。
Good thing we got here when we did. Looks like sunset's in like 30 minutes, at most. The girl wearing an apron over her kimono smiles brightly.
いや
I find myself speechless at this unexpected welcome. I was expecting the stony-faced man who served as my father's assistant and butler to be the one to greet me. The girl tilts her head, likely wondering at the reason for my hesitance.
四季様ですよね。
Yeah?
はい。様っていうのはその余計だけど。
Yeah, we'd really rather you didn't.
ですよね。もう脅かさないでください。
Well,
私また間違えてしまったのかと怖くなってしまったじゃないですか。
Again, I said this last time during Arqua's route. I very much remember it. Does that mean someone else had come here before us? And she thought, I don't know. It could just be a throwaway answer or a throwaway, you know, thing she says to make, because, you know, obviously, you know, we know she's kind of, this could be just something she says to make us feel like she's, you know, clumsy or, you know, kind of clueless to, like, get us off our guard. The girl wags her finger like a mother admonishing her child. She seems, or it's just her having destroyed something while trying to clean, I don't know. She seems genuinely upset with me for having worried her. Yet even so, her smile never fades, nor does the warmth emanating from her. An apron draped over her kimono, coming to greet me and calling me master. That must mean...
すみません。もしかしてここのお手伝いさんですか？
Something like that, yeah. The girl answers my question with a smile.
さあ、お疲れでしょ。遠慮せずに上がってくださいな。秋葉様がお手すきになるまで居間でおくつろぎください。
We'll do. We'll do. The girl motions for me to follow her and begins walking. We move towards the hallway on the east side of the lobby, next to the giant staircase. I seem to remember that the parlor is just inside the hallway. I think when I looked before, we chose 2, right? Yeah, we chose 2 in Arkwood's route. So... Explore... Let me... No, there shouldn't be a dead end here. So I don't think I need to save, but I'm gonna save anyway. Just because? You never know. I get the urge to explore the mansion. I'd like to have a look around the mansion a bit while I have the time. It may be my own house, but seeing a place this fancy has me feeling restless.
今に行く前にちょっと他の部屋を見て回っていいですか？なんていうか懐かしくて。
I think there was a rec room on the second floor of the West Wing.
覚えていらっしゃるのですね。
Yeah.
ですが、申し訳ありません。
Oh, why not?
明葉様がご当主になられてから、遊戯室や図書室、サロンといった大部屋は施錠されております。
But why?
長男であらせられる四季様であっても、明葉様の許可なく使用することはできません。
That seems highly suspicious. But okay.
そうなんだ。それは残念。
I look away, embarrassed at having been denied so easily.
やっぱりそう自由には使わせてもらえないですよね。
Unfortunately not. Unless you get permission from Akiha, maybe.
いいえ、ご挨拶がお済みになればすぐにお許しいただけますよ。きっと。
Yeah.
でも。
ん？
鍵のかかっている部屋に入るときは。私どもに一言かけていただけると助かります。
Okay.
塔の邸は外だけでなく、うちのセキュリティも厳しいので、許可されていない部屋に入ってしまった場合、身の安全は保証できません。
You mean like one of your hidden, oh god, with the trapdoors that leads into your torture chamber? Yeah, I'm sure there's... Yeah, wouldn't want to activate one of those on accident. That would be unfortunate.
保証できないってまた大げさな。
Maybe.
いやでも飛んでくるんですか？
Maybe.
いいえ、矢より恐ろしい、規則に厳しい当主様の雷が。
Yeah. The housemaid chuckles like she just said something funny and hurries me down the hall again. Uh-huh. She must want me to wait in the parlor first.
お帰りなさい、四季様。
Please don't.
どうぞ、今日からよろしくお願いします。
Uh-huh. You too. Thanks. I continue to follow timidly behind her, unable to respond in any adequate way to her greeting. The girl leads me to the parlor. And the parlor looks so much fancier compared to what I remember. It's like seeing it for the first time. Either I'm just too used to how things were with the Arima family, or they've made this room even more extravagant since I was last here. Regardless, this place feels like someone else's home. I look around the parlor restlessly.
借りてきた猫ちゃんみたいですね。
Well, we are kind of out of our depth here.
お気持ちはわかりますが、どうぞ楽にしてくださいまし。ここは四季様の家。
そうですよね。
Oh, fuck! I was readjusting my grip on my controller in my right hand, and I accidentally skipped her talking. But I mean, we saw this already anyway in the Arkwood's route, so whatever. Flustered, I lower myself onto the sofa. It's pathetic how overwhelmed I've become from simply returning home. The kimono-clad girl makes her way over to a cart in the corner of the room and pours a cup of tea from it. She places the cup on a tray and carries it over to me.
どうぞ。ソチャですが。
Thank you, thank you.
ありがとうございます。
I can't help but feel a sense of embarrassment, being waited on with such a warm smile. I think that's just who I am, rather than something that comes from living with a more modest family. Yeah, probably. And we will wait here, because, yeah.
おそらく10分ほどかかりますから、それまでお屋敷の
Because
中を
I
見
do
て回る
not
のもよろしい
feel
か
like
と。
talking to Goto or Gato, whatever his name was.
いいんですか？勝手に歩き回って。
Yeah, wait. But when we asked to look around, you told us to be. I guess she's following orders to take us to the parlor, and so she's like, okay, well now that he's here, I took him here. Doesn't mean he has to stay here. Maybe it's something like that.
何をおっしゃいますやら。ここは四季様のお家です。勝手も何もございません。あ、いえ、でも2階はちょっと行けませんね。明葉様がいらっしゃいますから。
Fair enough.
1階でしたらお好きにご観覧ください。
Okay.
四季様にとっては7年ぶりのお屋敷ですもの。
I don't know.
懐かしくて胸が弾んでいますでしょ。
I don't know about over the moon, but sure. She
それ
smiled.
では。
She smiles mischievously. The housekeeper gives a slight bow and leaves the room.
参ったな。
We wait here. My muttering echoes sadly through the extravagant parlor. Do I stay here sitting nervously, or do I take a look around the mansion? I'm just gonna double check that I'm right about this. Yeah. Okay, we will stay here. I think I'll just wait here. I don't think walking around would do much to calm me down. Regardless, speaking with Akiha should be my first worry. She is the head of the family now, after all. I spend my time sitting on a sofa. The courtyard I can see from the window is exactly how I remember it. You could fit four tennis courts on it. Behind the courtyard, there should be a mammoth garden. And past that, the forest. I remember...
おや、戻る前に立ち寄ったのだが、先客がいたとはね。
Do we still have to talk to this guy anyway? I look back at the sudden voice and my breath catches in my throat. Standing at the door to the hallway connected to the lobby. Yeah, we have to deal with him anyway. Then what's the point? It's a strange man dressed head to toe in black.
こんにちは、四季君。塔の邸にようこそ。
Yeah.
というのは間違いか。君の場合、お帰りというのが正しかった。
Is this another one of those choices where it's not actually a choice, but it makes you feel like it's a choice? Or is this gonna be different somehow? The man, who based on his voice I'd assume is in his 30s, enters the parlor like he owns the place. There's not a trace of color on him. His shirt is pretty violet colored. Just saying. But I guess I'm getting, yeah, okay, whatever. His entire body is wrapped in black bandages. He looks like he stepped straight out of a mystery novel.
あなたは
That's a good question, Shiki.
覚えていないのか。
Not really.
そうか。私だよ。佐伯ゴートだ。君が子供の頃に何度か顔を合わせたことはあったが、このなりではね。覚えていても一致はしないだろう。
Yeah, you've had some work done, I guess you could say. Psyche? Was there a branch family with that name? More importantly, this man.
構わんよ。キーの視線に慣れている。
Yeah.
私は事故で顔を焼いてしまってね。ずいぶん前からこうでもしないと出歩けない体になっている。日の光は特に厳しい。
Yeah. Okay, so at least so far, I think he's being less aggressive towards Shiki a little bit.
アキハにも煙たがられているが、こればかりは仕方
Or
がない。
maybe not. I don't know.
彼女にも責任の一端はあること。
He might have also started out this cordial in the other one. I don't know. Psyche Goto walks over to the cart, pours himself a cup of tea, and brings it to his mouth. There's an air of pompousness to his movements, but none of it comes across as out of place. The man possesses a natural composure. There's an elegance to everything he does.
しかしまあ、よくも帰ってこられたものだ。
Okay, yeah, here we go. What is the point of...
君のことだよ、四季君。牧久の言いつけを破って屋敷を抜け出した結果、くだらない事故に巻き込まれて脱落した。
Uh-huh.
脱落。そう、脱落だ。君はご両親からの投資を投げ捨て、自らの義務を放棄した脱落者だ。にもかかわらず、こうして屋敷に戻り、秋葉の兄として振る舞おうとしている。
What do you think you get out of doing this, Goto? Like, really?
そんな自分が恥ずかしいと思わないのかね。
I repressed the urge to stand up, sinking further back into the sofa instead. The contempt in Goto's eyes is obvious, but there's no reason to escalate things further. Besides, he isn't wrong.
おや、反論はないのかな。
Nope.
ないですよ。義務を放棄したのは事実ですから。でも脱落者とか投資とか家族の話にそんな言葉を使うあなたこそ
Yeah, Goto,
恥ず
huh?
かしいとは思わないですか。
家族の話だからこそ的確な言葉を選んだんだね。養育は一族の将来への投資だ。知性の人間はともかく選ばれた血筋、尊い家系において個人の自由は存在しない。
Yeah, well, we're not noble blood, so...
自由、いや、自意識と言ってもいいな。それらは成人した後、一族を背負えるようになって初めて獲得できる権利のはずだ。君は遠野の子でありながらそれを理解していなかった。秋葉とは似ても似つかぬ三流だ。まあ一度地に落ちていながら帰ってくる高顔さだけは一流と言えなくもないよね。
Yeah, aside from the him pouring himself tea bit, this is literally the exact same conversation. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed so far. By that.
そう、睨むな、四季君。今のはただの客観論だよ。私個人の評価じゃ。
Yeah, I totally believe that. Uh-huh.
誤解させてしまったようだが、私は君の帰還に反対はしていない。どちらかというと賛成派だし、そもそも遠野家現当主の決定でもある。
Yeah.
そものである私にどうこう言えることでもないだろう。
An outsider? He isn't part of a branch family?
佐伯家は祖父の代から遠野家とは対等の付き合いをしている。 現代風に言うとビジネスパートナーというやつだ。今日は商談に来ただけでね、長引いてしまったが、色良い返事をもらえて上機嫌で帰るところだったのさ。ああ、この陰気な姿でせっかくの帰郷に水を差すのも忍びない。
I wonder what deal went
この
through
辺りで失礼する。
that had him in a fabulous mood, so to speak. I'm curious about that. I wonder if... The bandaged man, Saiki Goto, leaves the parlor, his lips curled in a sarcastic smile. I bite my lip thinking of the word Saiki used. Failure. He's right. The word describes my place in this house perfectly. So again, what was the point of us having a choice there when it's the exact same thing? Like, the girl returns exactly 10 minutes later.
四季様、何かお気に障ることでもありました？
You could say that. She must be able to tell that Saiki Goto's words have affected me.
いえ、なんでもないんです。ちょっと気をされているだけで。お茶、ありがとうございました。美味しかったです。
お上手ですね。
He's just telling an objective truth.
こちらこそお褒めいただきありがとうございます。
She smiles bashfully, brightening the room.
と、それより本題ですね。
Yeah, you're welcome.
お待たせいたしました。秋葉様のご用事がお済みになりましたので、執務室においでください。
We ascend the large staircase in the lobby to the second floor. Akiha's office, the heart of the Tono family. I was never allowed to enter Makihisa's office when I was a child. A room occupied by each generation's family head. And that room now belongs to my sister. Nice place you got here, Akiha. In stark contrast to the bright white of the parlor, the office is colored a dark red. Luxurious curtains line the windows. A deep crimson carpet, immaculately kept, is placed on the floor. The refined air to the room is thick with a sense of history. This is where Makihisa Tono once presided as head of the family, and now it's where Akiha will carry that burden forward.
四季様をお連れしました。ご苦労様。仕事に戻っていいわよ、琥珀。はい、それでは失礼いたしますね。
Apparently, the housekeeper's name is Kohaku. Kohaku gives me a slight bow before exiting the room. The only people left in the room are myself and two girls I don't recognize.
O 久しぶりですね、兄さん。
Yep, a little while. The dark-haired girl casts a dignified gaze at me as she speaks. Hi. My head is blank. The gears in my brain have stopped turning. All I manage to do is nod and agree. I'm pathetic, though I suppose it may be understandable. She looks so different from how I remember her.
兄さん、何かこの部屋に不審な点でも？
No. The black-haired girl narrows her eyes as if she were measuring up a stranger.
いや。
Nothing coherent escapes my lips as my mind struggles to catch up. I'm still trying to figure out if she's really my sister or not, even though she's clearly already accepted who I am.
話には聞いていましたが、本当に体調が不安定なんですね。時間は無駄にしますが、私からの話の前にお休みになられますか？
My hatred for non-Akiha root Akiha is... She frowns. Her words seem to have more bite to them than I expected.
いや、体調はそう悪くない。アキハがあんまりにも変わってたんで、びっくりしたというか。
7年も経てば変わります。ただでさえ私たちは成長期だったんですから。それともいつまでも以前のままだと思っていたんですか、兄さんは。
いや、それは。
I hate it. I stammer, crushed under the weight of her quiet ferocity. I feel bad. After all this time, it hadn't even occurred to me to think about how Akiha may have changed. I had only thought of her as the little girl who used to follow me around. The last 7 years haven't only been hard on me. I'm an idiot for it to only sink in now that she's right here in front of me.
面目ない。正直考えが足りなかった。
Yeah.
でも、それにしたってアキハは変わったよ。昔より格段に美人になった。
Okay, Mr. Smooth Talker. Clearer words finally filter their way out.
ありがとうございます。
Mm-hmm.
兄さんは以前とあまり変わってはいませんね。
Really? Akiha speaks coldly, her eyes closed. Well, I had expected something like this. She must resent me for leaving the family. A silence falls over us as we take a second to study one another. I was unable to say anything worthwhile to a sister I hadn't seen in 7 years. Akiha stares at me with a guarded expression, inspecting me as if I were some intruder, though to her I very well may be.
まあいいでしょう。体調が良いのなら話を済ませましょう。
Yeah, let's.
今回の移転について詳しい事情は聞いていますか？
Old man dead.
いや、詳しい事情は何も。いいから屋敷に帰ってこいって話だけだ。
Mm-hmm.
親父が亡くなったことは新聞で知ったけど。
It's not at all surprising that the death of someone presiding over a massive conglomerate would make the business section of most papers. We live in a world where a son, disowned by his family, learns of his own father's death on the internet. The news reached me after his funeral had already happened, like I was a complete stranger.
申し訳ありません。お父様のことを兄さんに知らせなかったのはこちらの失策でした。
Yeah, probably. Akiha lowers her head quietly. Her hair is beautiful. But that's not important right now. My wording was the problem here.
そこは気にしなくていいんじゃないかな。俺が言ったって死人が生き返るわけでもないんだ。逆に親戚筋に合わなくて助かった。
I can't imagine they would be kind to me.
そうですか。
Yeah.
そう言っていただけると私も少しは気が楽になります。
Yeah, you know better than anyone that we didn't really get along with the old man, so yeah, wouldn't have done much. I'm lucky to have such an understanding sister. Yeah. A funeral is an occasion that offers closure to those unable to accept the passing of a loved one. My relationship with my father ended a long time ago. I have no obligation or desire to attend something like that for Makihisa. I haven't once thought about how I'd say goodbye to him.
でも、そうなると誰が俺を呼び戻したんだ？
You know.
親父の遺言ってわけでもないんだろ。
It was, come on.
兄さんをこちらに呼び戻したのは私の決定です。
Yeah, come on, Shiki, what are you thinking?
いつまでも遠野の長男が有馬の家に預けられているのはおかしいでしょ。どんな欠陥があろうと、あなたは遠野の人間なのですから。
See, this is one of my biggest issues with her, right? Why do you have to call it a defect? Like, you could have said condition, right? And like the same general idea would have gotten across, but you didn't sound like a complete bitch. like what? I accept the word defect without a second thought. My father used it often. It doesn't bother me anymore. And if anything, she's right.
お父様、遠野牧久が亡くなった以上、遠野の血筋は私と兄さんだけです。血は守られなければいけません。
Yeah, and if it's up to you, the bloodline would remain... Well, it wouldn't actually remain Pierre, because you know he's not actually your brother. But... Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that joke. Because it wouldn't actually be keeping the bloodline Pierre. But I guess that could be the excuse she gives him. Because he currently doesn't know that they're not blood related, so it's like she could be like, gotta keep the bloodline pure, when in reality there's actually no issue aside from kind of like, you know, moral reasons. But yeah.
お父様がどのような考えで
yeah.
兄さんを有馬の家に預けたかは知りませんが、そのお父様もすでに他界なさ
I mean, you know exactly why, but okay.
理由が定かではない以上、当の指揮をこちらで監督するのは家族として当然のことでしょ。
Yeah, I guess so. Akiha's words are quiet but firm, as if she was shutting down any possible objections I could have before I even raised them.
監督するか。じゃあ、もし遠野の家に帰ることを拒否してたら、
That's a good question.
どうなっていたんだ？
そんな自由はあなたにはありません。有馬の人間にも本家からの決定を拒む権利はありません。
Again, like I said during Arkwood's route, he's almost 18 anyway, right? Well, no, I guess he's like 11 months away, but whatever. But less than a year before he has, right? That's like less than a year before he can just leave, go out, get a. I guess it would be hard for him to find a part-time job in this town because of how much the Tonos control. So he'd probably have to go at least a few towns over to find work without the Tonos, or Akiha that is, being alert. I don't know.
私も兄さんも遠野家に育てられたものです。少なくとも成人し、社会的に自立するまでは、あなたは遠野家に隷属する義務があ
But
り
she
ます。
also acknowledges that, like, until you come of age, so... Yeah. Yeah, never. Makihisa used to say the same thing. Parents are responsible for raising their children and preparing them for society. Just like any good business, a family can't be sending defective products to market. It would only serve to harm their good name and degrade society as a whole. An individual unwilling to remove such a product has no right to be a parent, and a child unable to bear the responsibilities given unto them has no place in the family. Makihisa Tono spoke of this many times to Akiha and I, almost like it was more for him than us.
親父の口癖だったな。じゃあ、俺を呼び戻した理由は単に。
She cuts me off without any consideration for her poor brother, disowned by his narrow-minded father.
どのような経緯であれ、あなたが遠野家の長男だからです。
We indeed are, wink.
それ以外に理由があるとでも？
I mean, with how you've been acting towards us, it definitely feels like there is one. I mean, I know there isn't, but like, how do you like? I would not blame Shiki at all for feeling that like there is. Just another day of cleaning up loose ends for the head of the Tono family.
理解していただけて何よりです。言うまでもありませんが、私の発言は遠野家当主のものとして受け取ってください。
Right.
兄さん、私はあなたを兄として尊重しますが、同時にこの家を預かる者としてあなたを遠野家の財産として扱います。7年前のことは忘れて、私たちは当主とその家人であることを肝に銘じてくださいますよ。
Akiha speaks without emotion. This is a command from the head of the house rather than my sibling. It carries an air of cold detachment. But...
それはそれでわかりやすい。はっきり言ってくれた方が俺もすっきりする。
This is the natural way of things. There's no reason for me to be offended.
私の言葉を理解していますか？
Yeah.
私は兄さんより上の立場で、それを承諾しろと一方的に宣言したつもりですけど。
You did, yeah.
わかってるし、文句はないよ。だって、どう考えてもこの扱いになるだろう、今の俺は。むしろ、7年間好き放題に生きてきた俺に、妹としてきちんと礼を取ってくれる明葉に感謝してる。けど、明葉の考えは別にして、親戚の連中がよく納得したな。
Yeah, well,
俺を有馬の家に預けろって言い出したの。確か親戚の人たちじゃなかったっけ？
She don't give a fuck what they have to say.
そうですね。ですが、今の当主は私です。親戚の方たちの進言は全て却下しました。この件に関して意見を挟むということは、私に、ひいては遠野に逆らうことだと明言しましたから。
I'm stunned. Even Makihisa wasn't able to ignore our relatives, but Akiha was able to persuade them? No, if anything, she probably argued them into submission. I see. Akiha has grown in more ways than one, and as her brother, it's a little terrifying.
兄さん、ぼーっとしたお顔をされていますが、何か？
あ、いや、感心したというか、感動したというか。
I mean, yeah.
当たり前です。そうでもなければ、兄さんを呼び戻せないでしょう。話を戻します。兄さんには今日からここで暮らしていただきますが、
Yeah.
ここにはここの規律があります。今までのような無作法は避けていただきます。
We'll try. Try being the operative word.
そりゃ無理だよ、アキハ。
Yeah,
今さら俺がお行儀いい人間に戻れるわけないし、戻ろうって気もないんだから。
いえ、何があろうと戻っていただきます。子供じゃありまいし、試す前から泣き言は結構です。それとも私にできたことが兄さんにはできないとおっしゃるのですか？
Well, I mean, to be fair, you had to do it for these last, since you were born. Whereas we've been away from it for 7 years, I mean, Akiha shoots a frigid glare in my direction. It pierces through me like an icicle. There's no doubt about it. 7 years worth of resentment is finally being blasted my way now.
わかった。できるだけ努力はしてみる。
努力はするですか。都合のいい返答ですね。
I mean, what do you want from us? Like, come on.
努力をすれば誰であれ報われるとでも。私が求めているのは結果だけですので。
Yeah, we
そのつ
know.
もりで。
I'm unable to form any kind of response in the face of her ruthless assault.
いいです。兄さんは今まで自由気ままに暮らしていたんですから、すぐに生活を正せとは言いません。最短で1週間、最長で1ヶ月の猶予を差し上げますので、どうぞ死ぬ気で努力してください。
I don't think I'll be getting any more time after that. This must be how Akiha makes compromises.
ですね。そこまで無茶な話ではありませんから。
Yeah.
現在、屋敷には兄さんと私しか住んでいません。うるさ型の親戚筋がいては、兄さんも落ち着けないでしょうし、私も煩わしいので、人払いは済ませました。
Wait a second. Had them leave, then...
お前、屋敷に居候してる親戚全員を追い出したのか。
I didn't even realize that was possible!
どうぞお気になさらず。家と財産を失いながら何の努力もせずお父様の温情にすがっていただけの方々です。遅かれ早かれ屋敷から出て行ってもらう予定でした。使用人たちも大部分に暇を出しましたが、私と兄さん付きのものは残しましたので、問題はありません。
Just so happened to keep the ones that are orphans and have been getting raised essentially by the Tono family, pretty much their entire lives. So yeah, it makes sense.
いや、問題ないってありすぎるだろ。そんな勝手をしまくったら次の親戚会議でやり玉にあげられるぞ。
You let her worry about that.
もうつべこべ言わないでください。兄さんだって屋敷の中に人が溢れ返っているより、私たちしかいない方が気持ちは楽でしょ。
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're not wrong, but she's definitely right about that.
いや、でもだな。本当にそれでいいのか。親父だって親戚の意見には逆らわなかったのに、そんな暴君みたいなわがままを通しちまって。
そうですね。だからお父様は兄さんを有馬の家に預けたんです。けれど私、子供の頃からあの人たちが大嫌いでしたから。
You know,
これ以上どうでもいい彼らの小言を聞くのはごめんです。
as much as some of her, how to put it, as much as some of her words and actions annoy me, I do appreciate that Akiha puts her foot down for Shiki's sake when it comes to this. I do appreciate that she does that. Again, I have many issues with her, but I can appreciate the good things.
ごめんですって、アキハ。
もういいから、私なんかの心配は結構です。
Yeah, she's a big girl, Shiki. She's fine.
そんなことより、兄さんはこれからのご自分の生活を案じてください。いろいろ大変なことになるって目に見えているんだから。
Yeah, probably not. Akiha says this curtly, forcing the conversation in another direction.
状況はご理解いただけたとは思いますが、兄さんはまだ有馬での暮らしが抜けきれていない様子。
To be fair, him arguing with you was for your sake. He was worried about you, but okay.
それもいいでしょう。そのための使用人です。この先わからないことがあったらこの子に言いつけて。翡翠、
Akiha, without turning, calls the girl waiting at the back of the room. The girl named Hisui takes a step forward and gives a bow. It's a polite, though emotionless bow, like servitude made manifest.
この子は翡翠、うちの使用人です。これから兄さん付きの次女にしますが、よろしいですね。
Yeah, that's fine. So she's another one of the housekeepers. Wait, what?
次女ってつまりその
No, you can't do things with the maid. Shaking my head.
わかりやすく言うと、召使いということです。
Uh-huh. I don't believe it. Both Akiha and the girl look like nothing out of the ordinary has been said.
ちょっと待ってくれ。召使いとか大げさすぎないか。自分のことぐらい自分で面倒を見れるっていうか。
食事の支度や洗濯もですか？
I mean, he could. Akiha is sure on point.
ともかく、この屋敷に戻ってきた以上、私の指示には従ってもらいます。有馬の家ではどう暮らしていたかは知りませんが、これからの兄さんは遠野家で暮らす遠野家の長男なんです。
Yeah, we'll be the...
相応の待遇は義務として受け入れてください。
Again, we'll try. My gaze wanders over to the girl clad in maid attire. Hisui shows little emotion on her face. She looks like a doll as she returns my gaze.
それじゃあ翡翠、兄さんを部屋に案内してあげて。この人は右も左もわからない子猫と変わらないようですから、この広い屋敷でいきなり迷子にならないようにね。
Why do you have to use that phrasing? What do you mean? Okay, what do you mean, lost kitten?
かしこまりました、秋葉様。
Hisui bows to Akiha and walks toward me quietly. She looks towards me, but her gaze is fixed in a way that ensures our eyes don't meet. Her steps are measured, but far from slow. I can tell she's done this for a long time.
あ、それと兄さん、長男といえど、この屋敷では禁止された事柄、立ち入ってはいけない場所があります。
Yes, ma'am.
それ、翡翠には兄さんのお守りも命じてありますから、翡翠の進言にはできる限り耳を傾けてください。
Again, mildly concerning, but okay.
それ、お守りじゃなくて監視役って言わないか。
Protect, monitor, potato, patata, yes.
兄さんが規則正しい生活をしてくだされば、翡翠もそんな役割から解放されます。それではまた夕食の席で。
Yeah, till then. Bye-bye. Akiha must be busy if she can't spare any more time than this.
お部屋にご案内いたします、四季様。
Hisui moves towards the door, paying my obvious confusion no mind. Yeah, just live with it, Shiki. I sigh as I leave the office. Alright. We make our way back out to the second floor lobby. The lobby splits the Tono Mansion into two wings. It's like a giant bird in flight, extending its wings far in both directions. Each wing is roughly the size of a small hospital. I vaguely recall that the building is symmetrical with the same number of rooms on both sides.
四季様のお部屋はこちらです。
Instead of descending the stairs, Hisui continues along the walkway overlooking the lobby towards the west wing. I guess that means my room's on the second floor of the west wing. Yeah, that would make sense, yep. The sun is already set outside. Blue carpets line the hallway, extending in either direction. The uniform white walls bring a castle to mind. The maid walks down the hall lit by warm orange lights.
なんかおとぎの国みたいだ。
That's a good description. No filter between brain and mouth here.
四季様、何かご質問でも。
I mean, yeah,
い
maybe.
や、ただの独り言だから気にしないでくれ。
Hisui gives a slight bow after glancing at me, and continues walking again. I don't know what to say, and that's not the first time since returning to the mansion. Floors made with expensive teak wood. A ceiling that must be at least 3 meters high. I think I can see a sunroom further down the hall. The room Hisui shows me to isn't where you'd expect a high schooler to live.
俺の部屋ってここ。
Mm-hmm.
はい。ご不満がおありのようでしたら、違うお部屋をご用意させていただきますが。
It's fine.
いや、不満なんてあるわけないけど、その。
It's way too fancy for me.
四季様。
いいんだ。なんでもない。
Yeah, don't worry about it.
喜んでこの部屋を使わせてもらうよ。
はい。お部屋は7年前から手を加えていませんので、不自由はないと思います。
Does that mean...
ちょっといいかな。ここ、7年前は俺の部屋だったとか。
そう伺っておりますが、違うのですか？
Hisui tilts her head slightly. I feel a little better, so she isn't completely devoid of any emotion.
まあ、言われてみれば確かに。
Something doesn't seem quite right, huh, Shiki?
少しは覚えがあるし、きっとそうだったんだろう。
Mm-hmm. This doesn't feel like my room at all, but I guess that's what happens when you've been gone for 7 years. Yeah, that's why. Right.
けど、やっぱり落ち着かないな。今朝まで4畳半の部屋で暮らしてたからさ、高級ホテルに泊まりに来たみたいだ。
Yeah, it's quite a bit different.
お気持ちはわかりますが、どうかお慣れください。四季様は今日から遠野家のご長男なのですから。
Yeah, I know.
まあ、そうだね。せめて外見ぐらいは笑われないように頑張ってみるよ。
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I set my bag on the desk and stretch. I'm still a bit overwhelmed by everything, but I don't have much choice other than to just get used to it. At the very least, I need to be comfortable enough to relax in my own space.
それと、昨夜のうちに届いたお荷物はすべて運び込みましたが、問題はありませんか？
Yep.
いや、別にないけど。あ、なんか持ち込んじゃいけないものでもあったとか？
いえ、お荷物が少なすぎるようですから。必要なものがあればご用意いたしますので。
No,
どうかお聞かせくだ
no,
さい。
he's just a man of few belongings. Don't worry about it.
そっか。いや、とりあえず足りないものはないよ。もともと荷物は少ないんだ。自分の荷物って言ったら、そのカバンとこのメガネと。
The only things in my bag are my textbooks and a white ribbon I've kept for a long time.
ともかく荷物のことは気にしないでいい。こんな立派な部屋だけで十分だ。
かしこまりました。では、1時間後にお呼びに参ります。
Yeah, you do that.
1時間後ってもしかして夕食？
Yeah.
はい。それまで、どうぞおくつろぎください。
Hisui says, devoid of emotion, as seems to be her usual. But now my problem is how to kill an hour. It's just past 6. If it were yesterday, I would just play with my phone or watch some TV in the living room. but I can't see the mansion having a place for people to get together and wind down.
翡翠、つまらないことを聞くけどさ、この屋敷にテレビとか通信回線とかあるの？
テレビと通信回線ですか？
Yeah. Hisui narrows her eyes ever so slightly. Even asking the question gives me a headache. Asking about modern luxuries in a decadent, old-fashioned mansion like this seems wrong.
今にはありません。西館には娯楽室がありますが、こちらは鍵がかけられています。
Yeah.
先日まで逗留なされていた皆様は私物を持ち込まれていましたが、出立される時に荷物はお持ち帰りいただきましたので、残ってはいないと思います。
秋葉が追い出した親戚筋か。逗留って誰がどのくらいしてたんだ？
A few people.
久我峰様のご長男とそのご家族の皆様が1階に士官の3部屋を、東崎様のご三女とその婚約者の方が2階に士官の角部屋を、島様のご長男が1階東館の1部屋を。皆様3年ほどお過ごしになられました。
Interesting. Tsukihime being there isn't surprising to me. I already knew that. But in the original, when he's listed, he's actually the fiance to one of the female, I don't know why I said female, one of the woman relatives, right? I think. I at least I thought so.
あとは確か先代である牧久様の主治医様が屋敷に逗留されていたと聞いています。
Yeah.
3年もか。なあ翡翠、そういうのって逗留って言うんじゃなくて、
Yeah.
居候って言うんじゃないか？
I mean, she can't say as much, but yeah. Hisui doesn't answer. Her position as a housemaid must prevent her from voicing her personal opinions about the guests. Fair enough. Regardless, if they've taken all of their belongings with them, I can't expect to find anything I can use. Makihisa hated any kind of modern convenience, so I can't imagine he would have allowed them access to the internet or TV. Akiha must have taken after our father.
ないからって別に死ぬわけでもないか。
Yeah, I guess not. If nothing else, I still have my phone. I take it out of my pocket and check the time. It's silly to think I was actually worried I might not get service here. It may not be much, but I'm relieved to have at least some way of connecting to the internet. I'd expected to be stuck without one, considering how out of this world this place is. Meanwhile, Hisui is silent. I don't know if it's just her trying to be professional, but Hisui doesn't speak unless it's necessary or she's asked something. Not being used to having a personal attendant, it's a little unnerving. I'd like to try and make her smile somehow, but it's not going to be easy.
確か1階の西館の方に書庫があったっけ？
Yeah.
暇な時はそこから何か見繕うことにするよ。
Yeah, you'll have to have someone unlock it, but yeah. Hisui doesn't respond. She's looking in my direction, but her eyes are fixed on the empty space next to me, rather like a cat.
翡翠？
Hisui says nothing. Until she suddenly returns her gaze to me.
姉さんの部屋にならあると思います。
は？
Yeah, it's just funny because it doesn't make it. She comes out of nowhere. I blurred out without meaning to. Could she mean?
ですからテレビです。
以
前姉さんの部屋で見かけた記憶がありますから。
Hisui says, like she's recalling a memory from long ago.
よかった。ここでもそれぐらいはあるんだ。って、ちょっと待って。
Oh, right, here comes his dumbass. Wait, by sister, you mean Kohaku? Like, yes, bro. They literally, aside from like the eye color, they literally have the exact same haircut, pretty much. Like, their facial shape, hair, like the hair is a dead giveaway. Like, red hair isn't that common in Japan. Like.
姉さんってもしかして琥珀さんのこと？
Yeah.
はい。現在このお屋敷で働かせていただいているものは私と姉さんの二人きりです。
Now that I think about it, they do look a lot alike. Yeah. Hisui is so different from her cheery sister, I didn't even consider that they might even be related.
そっか。あの人なら確かにバラエティ番組を見てそうなキャラクターだ。
Sure. I stopped short of asking to use it as I feel too embarrassed to go into her room.
ごめん。この話はなかったことにしてくれ。これからここで暮らすんだから、屋敷のルールには従わなくちゃいけないしね。
Yeah, ideally, yeah. I don't think Akiha would ever let me live it down if I spent my first night back lounging in front of the TV. Yeah, probably not. I'll act the perfect little student. Someone worthy of the Tono name.
夕食まで部屋にいるから、時間になったら呼びに来てくれ。翡翠だって他にやることはあるだろ。
Mm-hmm. Hisui nods affirmatively and puts her hand on the doorknob. And the door opens with a faint squeak. Hisui leaves the room after a small bow. Oh boy, here we go. I dine with Akiha. Both Kohaku and Hisui are completely devoted to serving the two of us. Servants aren't allowed to dine at the same table as their masters. It goes without saying, but having grown up with the Arimas, this setup makes me uncomfortable, yeah. I have also completely forgotten about table manners. Humans have evolved the ability to remove useless pieces of information from their minds, which means any memories I had of table etiquette are long gone. Every movement I make elicits a raised eyebrow from Akiha. It's nerve-wracking, but it does spice up our mealtime. Yeah, I guess you could call it the spice of life, I guess. I suppose. To be honest, the idea that I'll be doing this every day from now on is disheartening. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Dinner ends in silence. I was so desperate to remember my table manners, I wasn't even able to come up with any small talk. Akiha seemed displeased the entire time. Hisui and Kohaku have just finished taking away our plates when the reckoning comes.
やはり徹底的な再教育が必要なようですね。
Yeah, I guess there is, she says plainly. The cold, cruel comment reverberates around the dining room.
誰に？どのよ？
Yo, who do you think?
兄さんにふさわしい心構えを。
Yeah. I knew it. So that's what she was thinking about while raising her eyebrows at me.
その具体的には。
Oh, you can probably guess.
まずは生活習慣の改善。夜間の外出は当然禁止です。門限は8時とします。
Yeah.
どのような理由であれ、外出の時は私か琥珀、翡翠の許可を取るように。
Yeah, that's not gonna work out very well for you, but yeah, go off. An 8 p.m. curfew? How old does she think I am? More importantly, I need permission just to leave?
待て、それは。
休日の学習スケジュールはこちらで立てておきます。
Again, let's see how that works out for you.
報告によると兄さんの成績は中の中だそうですね。まったく相変わらず効率よく手を抜くのだけは得意なようで。
That's a bit much.
とんでもない。
Only thing. I mean,
俺はいつだ
come
って
on.
全力だ。
ですがこの屋敷にいる間は本気を出していただきますから、そのつもりで。
Mm-hmm.
兄さんはやればできる人なんですから、お体のことを考慮しても学年3位以内は当然でしょ。
Could you make it top 5? You know, top 3 seems a little much. My sister is painfully overestimating me. And it's scary how much she knows about my grades.
他の習い事はもう少し落ち着いてからにしましょうか。
Okay, whatever you say.
それでは兄さん、本題の
Oh.
あれを出して。
This, oh yeah.
はい。
What does she mean by it?
あれといえばあれです。
I don't know.
あるでしょう。兄さんのズボンにも若者の象徴のような汚らわしいあれが。それを隠さずに出しなさいと言っているのです。
いや、ますますわからない。
She means your phone, silly. What are you thinking about, huh?
これが上流階級のすることか。一般市民を何だと思ってるんだ、お前は。
ですから携帯端末を出してください。
Bro, her face is like, what on earth are you talking about? Oh, dude. That's great. I love that.
兄さんだって持っているんでしょ。
Yeah, we do.
なるほど。
He's like, oh, my bad. My bad. I just like how quickly he sits back down, like, ignore what I was saying. Don't worry about it. I take out my phone from my back pocket. As soon as I place it on the table, Hisui wordlessly takes the phone and gives it to Akiha.
これは没収します。当家ではこの手の電子機器は禁止です。健全な学生には不要なものですから。
Mm-hmm.
電話ならロビーの備え付けのものを使うように。調べ物がしたいのでしたら図書室をどうぞ。
Akiha cuts our one-sided conversation short and leaves the dining room. I find myself stunned into silence for the nth time today. I was never super attached to my phone. I mostly used it for texting and to check the news when I had some free time, though like most people I consider it a basic necessity. It's another reminder of how strict the Tono household really is. I mean, banning phones in this day and age! Yeah, it's a bit different. And now we are off to bed. I return to my room now that dinner is finished. It's just past 9:30 p.m. I spent about 2 hours in the dining room in the end.
お帰りなさいませ、四季様。ご指示はありませんでしたが、就寝の支度をさせていただきました。
Thank you for your effort, Hisui. Hisui greets me as soon as I enter my bedroom. I see my bed waiting for me, neatly made. She was a step ahead of me, it seems.
うん、ありがとう。
寝巻きはそちらのものをお使いください。着ていらしたお洋服はそちらのカゴに入れ、廊下に出しておいてくだされば助かります。
Okay, will do. A basket is placed at the foot of the bed. I assume if I put my dirty clothes in here and place it in the hallway, then Hisui will clean them for me. This is starting to feel even more like some upscale hotel.
何かご質問はございますか？
Hisui stands there still as a statue. have plenty of questions, but it dawns on me that I know very little about Hisui or Kohaku.
あまり関係ない話なんだけど、いいかい？
はい、何でしょう？
翡翠と琥珀さんがここでどんな仕事をしてるのか知りたいんだけど、
I
ど
mean,
うかな？
it seems pretty obvious, right? They clean and cook.
私が四季様付きで、姉の琥珀は秋葉お嬢様のお世話をさせていただいております。お二人が留守の間は屋敷の管理を任されていますが、それが何か？
お世話って、やっぱりそういうことか。
No, not like that. Shiki, what are you thinking? You dirty boy. My shoulders feel heavy. Akiha explained everything like it went without saying, but I'm just a normal high school student. I don't have much interest in being waited on hand and foot by a girl my own age.
四季様付きってことは、俺専用の使用人ってこと？
Yeah, kind of.
はい、何なりと申し付けてください。
Hisui bows deeply. My chest tightens with guilt.
わかった。秋葉のあの言いぶりじゃ、俺を一人にはしないだろうし、そもそも俺の気持ちの問題で君を解雇させるのは良くはないと思う。
Yeah.
ありがたくお世話になるけど。
何か特別なご要望でもあるんですか？
Yeah, drop the sama.
そんな大それたことじゃなくて、その四季様っていうのは
I don't think it's a matter of being into it, but no.
俺はそんな柄じゃないし、正直に白状すると分不相応すぎて首根っこをつかまれた気分になる。
ですが、四季様は私の主人です。
I mean, yes, but
そうは言うけど、俺は今日まで普通に生きてきた身なんだ。帰ってきただけなのに、同い年ぐらいの子に様付けで呼ばれる生活とかちょっと難しい。
Hisui seems nonplussed.
俺のことは遠野さんとか四季さんでいいよ。堅苦しいのはなしにしたいんだ。こっちも君を翡翠さんって呼ぶからさ。
Sure. Hisui, though otherwise expressionless, lowers her eyebrows and bites her lip. Man, I wanted to make things easier for her, but it looks like it may have had the opposite effect.
ですが、あなたは私の雇い主ですから。
Just do what makes you comfortable, Hisui. Just don't worry about it.
俺が雇ってるわけじゃないだろ。
Well, I mean, you know.
失礼ながら、それは同じことです、四季様。私どもは遠野家に仕える者。ご当主様もご親族の方も、共に尊ぶべき主であることに変わりはありません。
She makes a good point, Shiki.
ですので、どうか私のことは翡翠とだけお呼びください。お仕えする方に継承で呼ばれる使用人の心境を察していただければ幸いです。
Understandable. Hard to argue against that. Her answer really does fit that of a manor servant.
俺にできないことをやってくれるんだから、ありがたがるのはこっちなんだけど。
Oh, DualShock battery level low. Arguing would only serve to trouble her further. I'll refrain from voicing my own opinions on the matter for now.
呼び方、翡翠でいいんだね。
That's fine.
はい。何としてもそのように。
Her please has a bit of punch to it.
わかった。じゃあそのように。でも、俺に対してあんまり堅苦しいのはなしにしてほしい。お姉さんの琥珀さんにもそう伝えてくれるとありがたい。
はい。四季様がそうおっしゃるのなら。
That's my favorite bit. She's like, "Oh, don't be too formal, okay, Shiki-sama." like, okay. Hisui lowers her head gracefully. Alright, looks like we've got a long ways to go until we can talk casually. Well, just a little bit. Hisui leaves the room after bowing. The moment I'm alone, a wave of exhaustion crashes over me. A lot happened today. My body is crying out for some much-needed rest. Yeah, go sleepy sleep. I turn out the light and lie on the bed. I can tell I'll sleep like a rock. I try to fight against the sleep creeping in. I'm somehow able to keep my eyes open, but it's a losing battle. No matter how hard I fight, I fall deeper. That's just how the human body is built. I stare at the ceiling, still in the space between consciousness and sleep. Back after 7 years, seeing family again. It still feels like someone else's house.
でも帰ってきたんだろ
Yeah,
お前は
I say, trying to accept everything. My consciousness slips away as I sink into a deep slumber. A mansion on a high hill, far away from the bustling of the town. Like an island surrounded by a sea of trees. I come to the conclusion the instant my eyes close. It's like a prison. It's a sad way of looking at it, but I mean, I guess. I awake suddenly. Nobody woke me, nor did I hear a sound. It just happened, seemingly for no reason. I wonder how long it's been since I woke up in the middle of the night. I get up, feeling like I've forgotten something. A shiver of unease creeps over me as I exit my room. I start down the hallway in search of a glass of water to slake my thirst. I forgot this happened night 1. For some reason I thought this was a night 2 event. The long, moonlit hallway lies before me. The night is totally silent. This all feels so familiar. I must have done exactly this when I was younger. I find myself wandering to the stairs, aimlessly yet not. There, a hidden section of the mansion. The stairs connect not only the first and second floors, but also to an attic by way of a secret passage. It seems even the people living here have long forgotten this place. The room, once used for storage, shows no trace of anyone having used it in years. See, this never came up again in Arcwood Route, and I'm thinking it won't in Ciel's Route either. I think this is gonna end up being an Akiha Route thing. Or just the mansion side of things in general. Despite being midway through October, it's unseasonably cold tonight. I rummage through the room, hoping to find a blanket. An old cabinet catches my eye. I open each drawer. I find some odds and ends, but little of note. There's nothing worthwhile in the drawers. And like I said, I don't think there wasn't really any mention of the outer building, so I'm assuming this is meant to be his room during in the remake, rather than him having lived in the outbuilding. Or did they, a badge, a few trinkets, a pair of binoculars. All things the child might collect. Among them, a single thing stands out, different from everything else. Stained bandages sealed in a clear plastic case. They're rolled up neatly, but so old that they can never be used. There's nothing here. I shut the drawer and start back to my room. Yeah. I am wondering how exactly they'll use this compared to the outbuilding. I'm very, very curious. Upon exiting the room, I realize my cheeks are wet. I wonder, could I have used this place when I was a child? Yeah, you could say that. Something like that. Something like that. Alright, and with that, that is going to do it for part 28, aka Ciel Route Part 2. And next time we will be into the second day. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later. Peace.